Hi guys, Brian from Boas here. If you've been following the channel, you know I've been really busy the last few months with lots of baby boas being born, and I can now confidently say that this is the best baby boa birthing season of my whole life. So really happy with the results, lots of beautiful babies. I haven't been making as many videos, of course, since I've been spending so much time getting these babies established and ready to go. But I'm happy to say that I have a lot more babies that are now ready for their new homes. So today I want to show you guys a small sampling of some of the available babies. And then after we look at the babies, I'm going to tell you more about how you can acquire a boa from me if you so desire. And I've been getting a lot of people have been asking the same questions, so I hope to answer those questions about acquiring baby boas. So without further ado, I'm going to get out my close-up lens and we'll take a look at some of the beautiful babies available now.
To start with, we have a really nice dwarf Locality boa. This is a Tarahumara mountain boa, and this is actually a 2023 baby, not a 2024. So this female is almost a year old, born back in September, and I just had a small litter back in September. I did have a litter born just a couple of weeks ago. Those animals will be ready probably in September, but if you want a Tarahumara now, this female is available. As you can see, she's super nice, a lot of pink. Great example of this highly sought after dwarf boa from northern Mexico. Next, we have an animal from my first litter of 2024. That's a Pearl Island boa, and I've got some really super nice Pearl Island boas. Of course, he's not going to hold still, but let's get this filming done pretty quickly here. Got some really super nice ones, males and females from 2024. I also have a few remaining males from 2023 if you want one that's a little older, but don't miss out. These Saboge boas are definitely an underrated boa and one of my favorites of the Locality boas. Another favorite Locality boa of mine that's available now are the Argentine boas born this year. This is a really nice female, and these guys are now a couple months old. Most of them are eating frozen thawed rodents, and they're healthy and ready to go. So if you've been looking for a really nice Argentine, don't miss out on these. These guys have a max pink father, so they will retain their pink into adulthood, and they're just really beautiful looking animals. I've got several really nice litters of Surinams on the ground, and the first litter is ready to go. This is a really nice male from the first litter, and he's unfortunately not holding still, but I got some really nice Surinams from litter 1 available now. The remaining litters I'm still establishing, but they'll be ready probably in a few weeks to a month, so stay tuned. It's been a really great season for Surinams, and I've got some really top quality examples available. In addition to the Surinams born this year, I have a few remaining from 2023 and even 2022, and this is a male from 2022. You can see he's super well started. This guy is probably about 3 feet long, eating small rats. Really nice start. And you know, sometimes I have animals that for whatever reason just get looked over, but they're super nice animals. This is definitely a top quality animal, and if you're looking for one with some growth, or if you want to start a breeding colony or add to a breeding colony and not have to wait quite so long, you know, this guy is going to be ready to breed in about 3 years. So don't miss out. If you want some really well started 2022 and 2023 Surinams, I've got some available as well. Those were some of the available Locality boas. Now I want to show you a few of the available morph boas, and 2024 was definitely my best year for morph boas with several really nice litters. First off, this is a litter I didn't even announce on the channel. This was a small litter of Sunglows, and this is a really nice female. She is a Sunglow, possible super Sunglow, which means she's jungle and albino and hypo, and from the look of her and from her parentage, she's most likely super hypo, meaning she's got 2 copies of the hypo, although sometimes it can be a little bit confusing when you have the jungle as well. But in general, the saddle markings are greatly reduced in size, and you know, sometimes they're a little bit more aberrant, as this animal certainly looks. And really beautiful looking animal, a Sunglow, possible super Sunglow. one of the animals from this small litter from my call Sunglow female. Next, I want to show you a few animals from my IMG call litter, and this was a really cool litter which had a lot of different types of morphs combos that were born. This is one of my favorites. This is the Hypo IMG, and this female is just drenching with color. I just love the contrast with the dark markings, which are starting to get much darker, as well as the background color. And this animal I really want to keep, but unfortunately I can't keep them all, so she's going to a new home. But a really beautiful example. If you look at her sides, you can see all that dark pigment coming in. She's only had 2 or 3 sheds, but every time she sheds, she's getting a little bit darker. So this female is probably going to be pretty dark as an adult, just like her mother. And she's also het for both call albino and for anerythristic, so very powerful genetic animal if you want to add her to your morph breeding project. So great Hypo, IMG, het call, and anerythristic. Another animal from the IMG litter. This one actually is not IMG. This is a straight Sunglow, so a call albino and Hypo. And this is just a classic morph, and you can see how well the Hypo and albino go. Kind of like peanut butter and chocolate in a Reese's peanut butter cup. Just a great combination, and both of these morphs definitely bring out the best in each other. And so again, this is a straight Hypo albino or Sunglow. No IMG here, but this female is, or this male rather, is het for anerythristic as well. So really great example if you're looking for a really beautiful classic combo morph, the Sunglow. One more IMG litter example. This is a Moonglow IMG, which is somewhat of a genetic powerhouse. This animal is call albino plus anerythristic plus Hypo plus IMG, so lots of great genes in there. And although the animal of course isn't going to get darker because this is an amelanistic, no melanin, the IMG will cause the white areas to get larger and larger as the animal grows. So overall the animal will be even more white than a regular IMG or a regular Moonglow, and the animal will have IMG as well, to pass on to the non-albino babies in next generation. So great animal to get if you're looking for a beautiful pet animal or a really powerful animal to add to your IMG morph project. And finally, I want to show you a couple examples of animals from my moron Hypo jungle litter, and this was a really fantastic litter. And I thought, of course, I'd start with the Super Moron Hypo. And Super Moron is really a cool morph. No other boa has the same red as the Super Moron. It's kind of a pinnacle morph. You can't really get any better than this. Just look at that color. Look at that tail. Look at the white between the red blotches. Just an amazing looking animal. And I produced actually a total of 5 Super Morons in this litter, so I was super psyched about that. And I am keeping 2 for myself, but I have 3 Super Moron Hypos available, including this one. These guys, the Super Moron is very hard to come by. There have only been a few that have been created over the years. As far as I know, I'm the only one that has any available. So if you want a Super Moron, don't wait. I have several examples of these beautiful Super Moron Hypos, and great to add to your collection as the crown jewel. These guys, I would say they're getting a little bit darker as they are getting older. When they were born, they were really light, but that red has just kind of intensified and gotten a little more deep in color. Just a beautiful, breathtaking animal, the Super Moron Hypo. Another breathtaking combo morph from the Moron litter is the Moron Hypo jungle, like this male. And this guy is just an amazing looking animal. You can see how the jungle has made the pattern go into this mostly stripe. But I love how he's got his saddles are basically forming into rings that are connected down his spine with a long stripe. And then you can see that stripe on his tail. And then he's got some more regular tail saddles. Beautiful animal, and a great example of how different morphs can work together to enhance the combinations. And overall the if the animal is greater than the sum of his or her parts, which is certainly the case with the best examples of moron hypojungle like this one. So another great example of a combo morph that's available from my moron litter.
So that's just a very small sampling of some of the available babies, and I've got so many babies I could have probably spent hours filming them all if I had the time. But now I want to tell you a little bit more about my terms of sale and the process of acquiring a boa from me, should you so desire. And so I have written up my terms of sale, and if you go to a link below the video description, you can read the terms of sale, and this says all of my policies, so be sure to read that. Ask me any questions you might have, just so you're 100% clear about the whole process. And so there's a couple things in particular that I'm asked about a lot, so I thought I would just discuss those. And those are the payment that I accept, as well as the shipping policy. And so first of all, the payment. I'm kind of old school. I don't accept any kind of credit card or electronic payments. The payments that I accept are check or money order. So this can be a personal check, bank check, cashier's check. It can be a money order from the U.S. Post Office, or a bank, or Western Union, things like that. So a lot of you guys I know are from the younger generation, don't have checkbooks, and I'm still writing checks, so I always write checks for everything. But if you don't have a checkbook, probably the best way is just to go to your local U.S. Post Office and get a money order. And you can get this document. You have to provide the cash to pay for it, or a debit card to ppay for it, but they'll provide you with this money order at a very low cost, and then you can just ship it to me. It's very safe. You have the receipt, so if it should get lost somehow, which it never does, but if it should get lost, you can get a refund for it. You're not going to lose your money. And you can just send it to me in regular first-class mail. A regular first-class stamp works fine to send the payment to me, whether you want to get a U.S. postal money order, personal check, or whatever check or money order. The second question I get a lot about is the shipping. And so I ship my animals via FedEx Priority Overnight Service. This is a very safe way to ship. I've shipped hundreds and hundreds of animals, never had any problems. And it's fully guaranteed, so you're guaranteed to get a live, healthy animal. The shipping goes to the nearest FedEx ship center, so I don't ship to your home. What's going to happen is the package is going to go to the FedEx ship center nearest you. Depending where you live, if you live in a major city, there's probably a FedEx ship center within 10 or 20 minutes. Some people who live out in the boonies, out in the country somewhere, it could be an hour or even more to the ship center. But it's not every single place that has FedEx. So I know a lot of FedEx counters exist where you can ship via FedEx, like mailboxes, etc., things like that. Those are not ship centers. It has to be a ship center. It's called a FedEx ship center, not a ship, and not like a mailboxes, etc. So if you're in doubt as to what your nearest ship center is, just send me your zip code, and I can look up your nearest ship center, just so that you know exactly where you have to go to pick it up. And so I will ship it when the temperature has to be below 90 degrees. Okay, so if we're in the middle of a heat wave, I'm not going to ship your boa. So depending upon where you live, it could be a few weeks if you do get a heat wave, but typically it's not that long of a wait to have the shipping. And so I'll always reach out to you, set up the shipment. I'm not just going to ship it on any day unexpectedly. You'll know exactly when the shipment is going to arrive and when you need to pick it up, and I'll be explicitly clear with that. But you will have to plan to go to the ship center during the day before it closes. Most of the ship centers close sometime between like 5 and 8 p.m. So you don't have to be there exactly when the packages arrive. They usually arrive in the morning, but you do have to pick it up that day and take it home, open it up, inspect everything, and let me know if there's any issues. And so I have a lot of other policies that are outlined in my terms of sale, so look it over. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me. I want everything to be 100% clear before you enter into a deal with me. So let me know any questions you have by email. My email is in the video description, or below the video description, along with the link to my terms of sale. And there's also, I should mention, you can see all of the available animals at my Flickr site. The link to my Flickr site is right below the video description. And if you go, I have it organized by litter. You can see all the animals within a litter. In some cases, some of the animals are already sold or they're on hold, and I'll note that in the comments. But there will also be the price listed for each animal. And so typically, for some types of animals, they're all going to be the same price. For example, like my Argentine Boas, it's all the same price within the entire litter. However, in some other types of animals, like my morph Boas, they're going to be different prices depending on exactly what the morph is. So you can see the prices there. So if you're interested in any of these animals, whether to purchase outright or you just have questions about them, please shoot me an email. It's the best way to get in touch with me. I hope you enjoyed this video looking at some of these recently born baby boas. Thank you for watching, and enjoy your boas.